Peace and welcome to another episode of Elevate the Mic. And I'm your host, Max Mupese. Today, I'm sitting next to a guest who has over 15 years of experience as a recording artist, as a dancer, and I'm talking about a street dancer of hip hop, obviously, and everything else that has to do with the culture of hip hop. Let us all welcome Maky Lavender. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? I'm good.
Feeling well?
Yo, for real, I'm good. Thank you for having me. This is a great place.
Love.
So, yo, it's awesome. A pleasure to be here.
Pleasure, always. And what's been going through your mind these days, like when it comes down to life and just making music?
Shit, like, I took a bit of a break from music, I'm diving into construction. So then every time I go back to making music, I realize it's a blessing. Like, I realize it's a gift that I'm able to do music.
Right.
So it's really been on my mind, just reminding myself that, like, yo, I'm happy to be doing this.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So basically, construction is a way also to fund your dream,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Got it.
Yeah.
Man, that's what it takes sometimes, those sacrifices that are going to help us throughout their journey. And, those same moments are going to shape our career, even shape our character as we go.
Yeah,
Know what I mean?
Sometimes you need a break to really know, like, how to maneuver.
Trust me. That's it. So you grew up on the West Island, right? If I'm not mistaken?
Half of my life. Half in
Okay.
the east, half in the west, yeah.
Okay, got it. And can you tell us about some bittersweet moments of your childhood, whether it's growing up in the East or the West?
When I was younger, I find like there was always missing like a program for what I wanted to do. Like when I was looking for basketball, I couldn't really find that. When I was looking for like music things or just shows, I couldn't really find it. So really finding a place to like perform was difficult. Like in the West as in the East.
Got it.
That's probably the most bittersweet part. Yeah.
Got it. And what's important is that the reason why you're here as a guest, you also have years of experience as a recording artist. But what we like to mention on Elevate the Mic is the purpose of the show is to elevate the mindset and skill sets of individuals who are part of the hip hop community. And by doing that, you sharing your story, you sharing your ups and downs, it can inspire a youth between the ages of 16 to 24 at best. And what would you say when you came up choosing rap? Why did you decide to choose rap as itself when it came down to making music?
Yo, there's something so freeing about rap. It was like you really could say exactly how you felt. If you were happy or you're sad or angry, it just made sense to just go and rap it. Like that was really something I find like connected with me early. Like to be able to like express myself.
Got it. What's crazy is that when I first started listening to rap, I always thought it was vulgar. I'm like, shoot. Because one of the first albums I heard, if I'm not mistaken, was Volume 2 from Hove, from Jay-Z. And one of DMX's album, Blood on My Eyes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I was like, nah, this is way too much for me. And then eventually it carried on. I enjoyed certain raps. I fell in love with Nas, Pause, and everything else. But when it comes down to, I'm glad that you mentioned that. When it comes down to rap, because I saw that you also had a chance to live out west, right? If I'm not mistaken, Vancouver.
Yeah.
And what made you go there, and how was that process, like deciding to go from Montreal to Vancouver and building yourself up as an artist?
It was really because I was looking for something different, but something close to home. Because I know a lot of artists want to go to the States or Europe, but I realized like Canada is so big that you could just go to the other side of Canada and like do your thing again. And like I'd been there once and I just loved what it looked like. And there's something about Vancouver that's just been calling me. Like when I was a kid, I had like this like placemat that just said Vancouver. We had never been. We just had that at home. And I used to see it all the time. So just something about it just like was driving me. And I was tired of some of the ways that they were doing business here. It was just often like someone's friend or someone's like, I don't know, like social circle that had the opportunities. And I was like, yo, I'm over it. So I went out west, and I knew because of my music, most of my music is in English. So over there, it would be no problem with the languages and all that stuff. So that's really that was also a factor for me.
Got it. Which is good sometimes because you need to get out of the comfort zone in order to expand or even grow as an artist or even as a person. Would you say those were some of the best moments for you to learn certain things about yourself, or it had to take certain other obstacles other than just traveling to Vancouver?
I had to. That was one of them. Traveling definitely did something because I left with like two bags. Like I wasn't supposed to go that far. I was supposed to go to Toronto, and then I looked at the map and I was like, yo, I think I could just do it,
Sure.
because I'd done that in Europe. Like I'd been from like Spain to like France, and like it's a 12-hour drive. So in my head I was like, yo, if I've done Spain to France, I could definitely do like Toronto to Vancouver. I don't know. Then I found out it wasn't the same.
No, we're not in the same
Yo,
country. All like, damn.
yo, and it was during the winter too, so like it was snowing all throughout. But then when I got to Vancouver in February, like it was warm, like there was no snow. It was just like mind blowing. You travel so far, and like the temperature changed. So yeah, it did impact. Now that you're asking me, I realize like yeah, it did impact me a lot.
Got it. When you spend some time there, because sometimes what's good is that we travel and we learn certain things about ourselves. What would you say you brought back from Vancouver here? Whether it's like, you know, a certain mentality, certain approach when it comes down to making music.
I think it's the kindness. Like in Vancouver, people are super kind.
Mm.
They say like it's toxic positivity how they are.
Shoot,
Yeah,
you serious?
right. Yeah, they say that because some people really have no limits to how like nice they'll be for you, like with you. So, like that, I think I brought back because it wasn't something I was used to.
Got it. So they basically fit the stereotype of like Canada's nice.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
definitely.
got it, got it, got it. When it comes down to your mission statement and who you make music for, if we ask you, what's your mission statement at this very moment when you create music, and who does Maky Lavender make music for?
It changed over the years because I feel like people grew up with me. Because I started making music when I was in high school. So there's some people who sometimes mention me a song from 2017 and they're like, yo, that's what I still like. You know, I don't like anything you've done in the past 5 years, but I like something from 2017. Like they still listen to it. So then like, now I think it's just for people who are growing with me. You know, I think like Montreal has a really deep relationship with me. So like if someone that's not from Montreal who like that's traveling to Montreal, I'm trying to like bring you to my city and let you know what's going on. You know, I'm taking you to like the parties or maybe the restaurants or the chill places, the lakes. Like I feel like I'm just a tourist guide from Montreal. So anybody who's interested in the city.
Got it. And speaking of Montreal, you once said that Montreal made something. Basically, you said people in Montreal made something popular for years and still didn't get any recognition for it. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, like I find also how we dress. How we dress here is like for the weather and for the type of roads that we're walking on, like for the metro, you know, like you need gear that makes sense for the place that you'll be in.
Right.
And here is like kind of trendy, you know. There's also a lot of people working in like construction or trades and that kind of stuff, and that like leads to a certain style, just like the type of like sneakers the nurses are wearing around here, or like the type of like jackets that people working in construction are wearing, or just like the kids in school. Like we make a lot of things trendy, but it's just like here it's just our normal, and we don't really, we're not seen like, it's not LA here, you know. We don't see ourselves like New York, but we are to other people outside. And yeah, growing up here I realized we didn't show each other that love, you know.
Got it. That's interesting. You're saying that like New York or LA, the spirit of capitalism, right? Like capitalizing off of those trends or those outfits we wear. Those are certain things that are you know, easier or even quicker for Americans for the most part. However, here the culture is different. Would you say that's something that could also hold us back in a certain way?
Yeah, definitely. It's just, it holds us back because it becomes this crabs in the bucket type of thing. We're like, oh, you're not making it out, I'm not making it out. We're pulling each other down. And we wouldn't have to do that if we like knew the impact we had on the world. I think we just don't know.
Dope. You've also booked a solo tour. Speaking of which, you told me you went to different countries in Europe, right?
Yeah.
What lesson have you learned, and what would you tell an aspiring artist today who would like to make that decision in a way where you tell them the importance of time, energy, and money?
Yo, I was like, first of all, you have to know if you really want to do this. Like, if you want to live this like music, you just have to like do your research. You know, there was like a summer I was getting like DVDs at the library of like how like Jimi Hendrix ended up in London, just like living some sort of like insane life where he's just living on couches but just playing like open mic gigs every night for like months. And then like I was also checking like how Metallica like did certain albums when it was years later, like when they're like 5 albums in, like they have a documentary that they did, like, and they're like older guys who are just getting into beefs. Like they're like a band still, but like they have real life problems that starts happening. So you start watching like these kind of videos, or even like you watch like Travis Scott, for example, how he went from like just couch surfing in LA and in New York, and then like from dropping out of college, from just like always giving his all to do this. Like I feel like that's really important to go and check how these artists ended up where they are, and you have to watch the artists that used to like live this shit, like like sleep on the couches, they take buses to go from one place to another, like land in the city without knowing where you're sleeping. Like you have to live this kind of stuff if you really want to do this. It's a part of the game, and like I'll tell them that's like, if you're ready to live this, if you're not too scared, like jump, go in there.
Yeah, man. Like sometimes it's like those 2-hour rides, 2-hour bus rides, and then you feel like you've had enough, but there's more to it. Like, okay, something happens, like you don't have a car, you don't have a place to stay. You gotta figure out a way to, adapt in a certain way where it works in your favor, and it also works in the favor of the person that's helping you.
Yeah.
So that's powerful. Can you also share because I saw you talk about grants. You do a few videos on your Instagram page. You talk about grants, the importance of applying for grants. Can you share an unexpected truth about applying for grants and starting a business? Because you're also a business owner since you're. Yeah.
So part of the grants is that, let's say you overdo the budget, you put more money than you actually need, and then you have to do like the report when it's done. So they want the budget of everything that you used.
Yeah.
If you're like you spent less money than you asked for, you have to pay it back. That's something that I think a lot of people don't know, and they'll know exactly because they need like your social insurance. They know exactly where the money is. They know how much. If you can't prove with receipts how much money you actually used, right, they'll take it back, or they ask for it back. And if you don't give it back, you'll never get another grant ever again.
I was gonna ask you that question. So there's a way. It's almost like a suspension, or they just won't give you back any.
You won't be able to apply for anything else.
Okay.
Like when your report is not like accepted, because it's not only finalized, you have to do a report, then you have to they have to accept your report, and when they accept it, then you'll be able to apply for other grants with that specific like institution. But if they don't approve it, you won't be able to like get the money for the next one. For example, I had a report that I hadn't done, and I was traveling. So I had another grant that had been accepted, but I couldn't get the money because I hadn't finalized the report from the previous one.
Oh, that's serious. Yeah. Shoot, man.
It's real.
Like, nah, they're watching your file like, nah, man, you got to finalize that one. Shoot.
They'll send you reminders, but like, you could be chill with them. It's still human beings working at the office. You could just tell them like what's going on and just be real. But I think a lot of people don't know that.
Shoot. Thanks for sharing that. That's important.
But
now, I'll name all of your albums, right? And I'd like for you to tell me where you were mentally when you released those albums. So here I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's at least 6, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You got 6. The first one, Lavender Fields.
Yeah. I was trying to like express my emotions through like audio that sounded like a huge farm, I wanted to use the fact that I had lavender in my name to like call it, express all the ranges of how I felt through like sound. But then like I just wanted you to be able to like go and see all the colors of a lavender field when you listen to the music. That's what I was trying to do.
And that was in 2017, 2016?
Yeah. It's a while ago. It was just, I was in school in audio engineering at Vanier, and every night I would stay because they had KRKs at school. So I was using the speakers, I was staying at school because they had speakers and I didn't have the speakers at home. So I spent a lot of time at school while making this album.
Grinding, that's it. Blow Foam 2.
Yeah. That it was like, I think my mind was just filled with like different energies, and some of them were negative, and there was not a lot of like places to find peace, because I remember when we found out like that Trayvon Martin had gotten killed like in his neighborhood and stuff. Like it's far, but I don't know, it was real because like me and the homies go get Skittles and the iced tea all the time. You tell me I might go to the dep and not come back home and like have all that shit. It was fucked. And then the audio of like someone just, I think someone just got shot outside. Like there's an audio of someone calling the police while it's happening.
Sure,
yeah. I put it on the album and it was just like crazy. It made me really sad. So I was talking about that.
Compassion. That's good. At least my mom loves me.
Yeah, it was like
That's captivating. You say,
Yo.
why? What are you saying that for? You want to listen to it. That's good.
Yo, it was wild because it was more like you know, I want to be grateful for something, you know, grateful that like my mother loves me like through all the bullshit that could have happened in my life, you know. Sometimes I wasn't the best, you know, that I wanted to make an odd to like an odd, is that how you say that? An ode.
An oath?
Yeah, like an ode, like a is that that's how you say that? Yeah, an ode,
Okay,
an
got
ode to like how do you say that? An unconditional love.
Unconditional. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
and it's like through everything that would be going on in my life, and around that time, I was really living this music shit. Like I was partying a lot. I was just trying to like do shows. I was really feeling myself. I had a job I hated, like,
It's
and I
always
was
those moments, man.
yo,
Shit.
and this from the beginning. It's like, you know, it's kind of brings back some the lavender feeling, and I want to bring that back, and then from the intro is just like all these sounds and like all this like adventure, and then after is like a dream, and then hour is just like my alarm clock just rings, my alarm clock rings, and I have to go to work, and back to reality. And at the end, it's that freestyle, just talking about like the first time I'd been flown to like France to like rap and to be on stage, and it was just like reminding me of like Jazz Fest in the summer. It was just all these emotions, yo. It's crazy.
Got it. BF3, the kids needed a hero at least.
Yeah. Oh, okay, these are two
Yeah.
different ones. Okay, so BF3, the kids need a hero, and then hero at least is two of the two.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I bring back the titles often. So,
Appreciate that.
So it's Blow from 3, but I just thought Blow from 3 was too long to write. So
Okay.
and then the kids need a hero just because I felt like I was looking for something to look up to, and I realized I should have looked up into myself, and that's when the kids need a hero. I felt like I always wanted a hero, and that's why I started rapping.
Got it. On est là.
On est là is for my peoples, pour les Haïtiens in Montréal. On est là, yo. You know, when you say
Shout
on
outs
est
to the Zoes.
yeah,
Shout outs to the
so
Zoes.
yes sir, yo, let's go. It was real, yo, for the Zoes, yo. It was for my peoples, for like
Cool.
some people to understand, because on est là, you know, some people just they know,
Yeah.
they stand up, you know.
Got it. Lastly, Maky Lavender.
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot I did that. It was just I was touring a lot around that time, so there's some songs I did a lot at shows that I didn't have like a proper version. Like I was just doing so many shows that I still had to release more music. So sometimes like performing demos. So
Okay.
then I went to the studio and did all the demos.
Got it. Acoustic, that's pretty much self-explanatory. But could you tell us the inspiration behind it, behind the title of the album, Acoustic, your most recent one, right?
Yeah, cause when I was in Winnipeg, they had all these like tape machines and stuff like, and they had like SSLs and stuff like that for us, stuff like that. For us, I respect it. We went through the Neve boards, all that stuff, and then like I had all this gear that was just like mind blowing, and because my music was just voice and guitar, we took the return from the guitar, put it through an amp, put an old school ribbon mic in front of the amp, sent it back to the fucking board, go on the tape. Yo, it was wild. It was cool, yo.
Yeah,
And
that just went over my head, man.
yo, we went, but see, like I did all this because of my love for music. It wasn't because like you trying to explain that to like people who are just, you know, they're consumers of music, but they're not necessarily engineered to like music like geeks.
True.
But it's like, yo, they still enjoy music, but they don't need to know how you recorded this, how you
Right.
sent the return. Like, but yeah, I really cared, and that was fun to do. Yo, I spent some time in the studio. I was in Winnipeg, just locked in.
Shoot, man. But that's good because through your passion, people are going to appreciate that. They're going to love. Like, what was the saying? I think I heard it a few times was people don't care. However, people care as much as people start caring when you care. They basically that's what I'm gonna paraphrase. Like, as long as you care for something, that's when people are gonna care about what you care. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like through what you care, that's important, and you shared it. That's good. Now, if let's go to this. I'd like to move forward on this segment we like to call "If We Had the Chance to." So if we had the chance to is basically you sitting in front of your 16-year-old self having a conversation, and whether it's like, you know, educating them, forcing them to do something, anything. Like, just what would you tell that 16-year-old self if you had the chance to sit in front of him?
Change. I tell him, chill out. Everything's gonna work out. You'll be okay.
Mm.
He wouldn't listen. He'd be like, no, I have to do this. I have this plan. I have this plan.
Right.
I was just, my mind was just running. I just had all these plans and goals and things I wanted to do, but I just tell him, chill, bro. You'll be good. Like,
Good.
you'll be all right. Like, I know you hate working at Wendy's, but you'll be okay. like stuff like that, man. I just tell him to take it easy. You know?
It's not that bad flipping burgers.
Yeah, man. You'll be okay. Like, it's not the end goal, you know. And I already knew. Like, I was at work just like singing Kanye West songs in my head. You know, Spaceship. He talks about how he hates going to work. That's what I was doing, man. And yeah, I was washing dishes too at that time. So it was like, yeah, I knew I hated it, but I need to do it.
Got it. And with all of the experiences you've built, and all the experiences you've gained, rather, and everything you've built so far, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Whether it's like, you know, as a business owner, as a creative, or just as Maky?
Shit, I think I'm gonna start working on like some sort of compound, like where like I have a good friend of mine who's like a pro skater, so we want to build like like a skate park, but with concrete, but indoors, and then like have like a studio where like we could make some music as well, and then have like a farm not too far where we could grow like vegetables and this kind of shit. So
Serious.
that's like definitely what I'm trying to do. If in 5 years I definitely won't have it done, but I'll have a part of it. I'll either have a skate park or like a farm or like just some sort of like compound, something I build with my friends.
Got it. There's a saying that says, growing your own food is like printing your own money.
Yeah.
So that's like sovereignty right there, man.
Yes, sir. Yo, this is a good line. You seen this in the book or something?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that before. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's actually an entrepreneur who said that once. Yeah, it was an entrepreneur. I got that from an entrepreneur. That's powerful, man.
It was very powerful.
Now, a few last questions. You said you pretty much shared your vision. Now, how would you want people to remember Maky Lavender?
Damn. Like, I think I'm down to be one of the homies, you know. At the end of the day, when this is finished, when they close the casket, you know, I want like the only like talks would be like, yeah, he was chilling, you know, he's cooling, he was a good dude, he tried. Like, you know, they could put he tried on my tombstone, you know. Like I just want like people to remember me as someone who like gave a fuck, who made an effort to do stuff and like put his heart into it.
Dope. And how could people follow you? How could the viewers get in touch with you for those who are watching for the first time?
Maky Lavender on pretty much everything. MAKY Lavender on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. My website is down for a little bit because too much expenses on that shit. So but you know, you can still hit me up on social media. I usually answer.
Dope. And your album, for the people that don't know how.
Oh, I have an album called Merci coming
Yes.
out soon. It's not out yet, but I'm working on doing that. It's been 2 years in the making now, but it's definitely gonna happen. So Merci is coming soon.
Dope. Gratitude, man.
Yes, sir. That's why.
Wow.
That's how you stay healthy.
Nah, seriously. I got a chance to see you perform at which was the block party, you know, Harlem of the North, Harlem du Nord, and you had an amazing show. Like you really, man. The energy you come out with, like you're yourself. I could tell that you're not necessarily, you don't want to be anybody else but yourself. You have your own identity, and man, it's good because after I saw you perform, what's interesting is that, if I'm not mistaken, I told you, I was like, man, let people know how to get in touch with you. And as soon as you did, I saw 2 ladies asking you for your Instagram and I'm like, okay, that's what it is. Like at the end of the day, sometimes you never know who's watching, and for you to do that, that's impactful. So you know, just keep on keeping on and keep your foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
No doubt, man. Love is love.
Take care, though.
Absolutely. There you have it. Another episode of Elevate the Mic, where we elevate the mindset and skill sets of individuals who are part of the hip hop community. Peace.